My beloved child, listen to my voice. I have called you by name since the beginning of time. Before you took your first breath, I knew you. I formed you with purpose, with love, and with a destiny that is greater than anything you can imagine. You are not an accident. You are not forgotten. You are mine. Like this video if you are blessed. I see the burdens you carry, the silent battles you fight, and the moments when fear grips your heart. But I say to you now, do not be afraid, for I am with you. I go before you, preparing the way. I stand beside you as your protector. I walk behind you to catch you when you stumble. There is no wound too deep that I cannot heal, no mistake too great that I cannot redeem, no past too broken that I cannot restore. I do not see you through the lens of your failures. I see you as my beloved child, created in my image, full of potential, full of promise. When the world tells you that you are not enough, hear my voice whispering, I have made you more than enough. When doubt tries to consume you, remember that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you feel weary, come to me, and I will give you rest. Let me carry the weight that is too heavy for you to bear. Lift your eyes, my child. Do not look at the waves that crash around you. Look at me. I am your rock, your refuge, your unshakable foundation. Nothing can separate you from my love. Not your fears, not your failures, not even the strongest storm. I am working in your life, even when you cannot see it. Every delay, every closed door, every trial has a purpose. Trust in my plan, for I am the author of your story, and I will not lead you to ruin. What the enemy meant for harm, I will turn for good. Do not give up. Do not let discouragement take root. Keep pressing forward, for I am with you. I will open the right doors at the right time. I will provide what you need. I will sustain you. You are my child, chosen, loved, and held in the palm of my hand. Walk in confidence, knowing that I go before you, preparing the way. Walk in faith, knowing that I have already won the victory. Walk in love, knowing that nothing will ever change the fact that you belong to me. Through every season of life, there will be moments of uncertainty, moments when the path ahead seems unclear. Doubt may whisper lies, and fear may try to take hold. But in those moments, there is a choice: to trust in the unseen, to believe in the promise that there is a greater plan at work. Faith is not the absence of struggles. It is the confidence that no struggle is wasted. Every challenge, every delay, every unanswered prayer is shaping something far greater than what can be seen in the present moment. It is in the waiting that patience is strengthened, in the trials that character is refined, and in the battles that courage is built. Strength does not come from an easy journey. It comes from walking through the fire and realizing that even in the heat of the battle, there is a presence that never leaves. It is in the valley, not on the mountaintop, that the deepest lessons are learned. When everything seems to be falling apart, that is often the moment when something new is being built. There will be times when the road feels lonely, but no one walks alone. There is a guiding hand, a steady presence, a love that never wavers. Even when prayers seem unanswered, even when doors remain closed, there is still purpose. What is seen as a delay may be a divine setup for something far greater than imagined. So keep moving forward, keep believing, keep trusting that every step, even the uncertain ones, are leading to something greater. The story is not over. There is still more ahead, more grace, more blessings, more breakthroughs. What lies ahead is far greater than what has been left behind. There are moments in life when everything seems still, as if prayers have gone unheard and the waiting has no end. It is in these seasons of silence that faith is truly tested. When the answers don't come right away, when the breakthrough feels delayed, doubt tries to creep in, whispering that nothing is changing. But what if the silence is not an absence, but preparation? What if the waiting is not a delay, but a refining process? So often, the greatest blessings come after a season of waiting. Just as the seed must stay buried before it breaks through the soil, just as the dawn comes only after the darkest part of the night, so too does every season of waiting serve a purpose. It is in these moments that patience is stretched, faith is deepened, and character is shaped. Waiting is not wasted time. It is the place where trust is built, where strength is fortified, and where endurance grows. It can be difficult to see beyond the present moment. When the doors remain shut, when prayers feel unanswered, it is easy to wonder if anything is happening at all. But unseen does not mean undone. Beneath the surface, things are shifting. Just because it isn't visible doesn't mean there isn't movement. There is always something happening behind the scenes, aligning every detail in perfect timing. Think about the seasons, how the trees stand bare in winter, appearing lifeless, yet beneath the ground, the roots are growing deeper. The spring will come, and with it, new life. In the same way, seasons of waiting are not lifeless seasons. They are seasons of unseen growth. The quiet moments, the long nights, the silent prayers, they are all preparing the way for what is coming next. So do not grow weary, do not lose heart. There is purpose in this moment, even if it doesn't feel like it. Every delay is setting things in motion in ways that could not be understood now. What is coming is worth the wait. The doors that are meant to open will open, and they will open at the right time. The answers will come, and when they do, they will be better than imagined. Keep trusting, keep believing, keep pressing forward. The waiting is not in vain, and the story is still being written. What is ahead is far greater than what has been left behind. Hold on, something beautiful is unfolding. Subscribe if you trust in God's plan. There will be a day when everything will make sense, when the long nights of waiting, the prayers whispered in quiet desperation, and the moments of uncertainty will all come together like pieces of a puzzle. What once seemed delayed will be seen as perfectly timed. What once felt like silence will be understood as preparation. Right now, it may not be clear. The road ahead might still seem uncertain, and the weight of waiting may feel heavy. But every step, every prayer, and every moment of trust is building something greater. Nothing is wasted. Not the struggles, not the tears, not the questions. Even in the waiting, purpose is unfolding. Think about how gold is refined. It is placed in the fire, melted down, and purified so that all the impurities are removed. The process is intense, but it is necessary to bring out its true beauty. In the same way, waiting refines the heart, shaping it for what is to come. It builds endurance, strengthens faith, and prepares for blessings that require a deeper level of trust. When the time is right, the doors will open. The breakthrough will come. The prayers will be answered. And when they do, it will be clear why the waiting was necessary. There will be no doubt that things had to unfold in this way, in this timing, for the greatest good. So hold on. Keep walking in faith, even when nothing seems to be moving, even when it feels like everything is at a standstill. Trust that there is more happening than can be seen. The waiting is not the end of the story. It is only the beginning of something far greater than imagined. Type 1111 to claim it. When that moment finally arrives, when the doors open, when the breakthrough comes, when the prayers are answered, you will look back and see that every step, every delay, and every unanswered question had a purpose. You will understand why certain things had to take time, why some paths were closed, and why you had to go through seasons of waiting. What once felt like an endless journey of uncertainty will now reveal itself as a pathway to something greater. You will see that nothing was wasted. Not the pain, not the patience, not the faith that was tested in the waiting. Every tear you cried, every doubt you wrestled with, and every moment you chose to trust will have led to this divine moment of fulfillment. And when you stand in that place of answered prayers, you won't just celebrate the blessing, you will appreciate the journey that brought you there. Because it was in the waiting that you grew. It was in the silence that your faith was strengthened. It was in the unknown that your trust was deepened. And in that moment, when everything finally falls into place, you will realize that the struggles you endured were not setbacks, but setups for something far greater than you imagined. The delays were not denials, but divine timing at work, aligning every detail perfectly according to a plan that was always meant for your good. You will see that the nights you spent wondering if God was listening were not in vain. Every whispered prayer, every silent tear, every moment of doubt that you surrendered in faith, they were all seen, heard, and counted. Heaven was never silent. God was always moving, preparing, shaping, and strengthening you for what was to come. And as you step into the promise, you will no longer question the waiting season. You will thank God for it. because through it, you became stronger, wiser, and more deeply rooted in faith. You learned patience not as a burden, but as a blessing. You discovered that trust is not just about believing when things make sense, but about holding on even when they don't. So when the doors open, when the breakthrough arrives, when the long-awaited answer comes, you will not only rejoice in what you've received, you will rejoice in who you have become. A person refined by faith, strengthened by endurance, and ready to embrace the fullness of God's plan. The waiting will no longer feel like wasted time. Instead, it will be the testimony that proves God was always faithful, always present, and always working for your good. Type Amen if you agree. Like this video if you believe in God. Subscribe this channel for more videos.